everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me again today. I thought I would do a January TBR, but I've popped a little twist on it. I got my partner to decide what I read this month, so I gave him my physical TBR, which is this massive pile here. So he had all of these books to pick from, and I got him to pick 4 because I am just coming out of a reading slump, so I feel like 4 is manageable. And I think he did quite a good job on picking, considering I am out of a slump. Most of what he picked are shorter books, so very excited to tell you. But I thought I'd just give you a rundown of what's on my physical TBR. So the first one I've got on my pile is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. I am so excited to read this because everyone has been hyping up so much to me and telling me to read it, especially because I want to get more into fantasy. I did actually start listening to this book at the beginning of 2025. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but as I'm filming it, it's still 2025. But I just kind of get into it and I was listening to it, and everyone told me to actually physically read it instead of listening to it because it's not the same thing. But I don't even think when I was listening to it, I don't even think I got into 100 pages or as close to it. So I want to give it another chance, and I want to make it into a series on my channel as well, reading all of every book in this series for the first time, because I know that you guys do love my reading vlogs. So very excited to read this next year. And then we also have Everything I Know About Love, Dolly Alderton. Is that, yeah, Alderton. I don't know how you would say, because I don't know, do people say this part of the book title? I don't know. But this, someone in my building was just giving away books for free, and this was one of them that I picked up. I don't know much about this book, to be honest, but I know everyone was raving about it like a few years ago on Booktube, BOOKTOK. So I wanted to give it a go, and I thought it was a sign if it was on the little box thing that they were giving it with all the books in. I thought it was a sign, and might as well because it's free. So we have that. And then we've got Bridgerton, The Duke and I, which is the first Bridgerton book in the series. I actually didn't know this was a book series for a while. I actually have had this book in my shelf almost a year and I haven't got around to reading it. But I do really want to get into reading it because I absolutely adore the TV series, so I want to read it as well. And especially with the new season coming out in 2026, I do want to like get up to date with all the books as well. So yes, I really hope we'll see if I'll be reading it in January. And then the other book was Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is still my physical TBR because although I was meant to read it in December this month, I didn't get around to it because of my reading slump. So it's now back on my physical TBR, sadly, but I do really want to read it. So yeah. And then the other one we've got is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. This again has been a long anticipated read. I again got this from whoever was giving away books in my building. I don't know who it was, they just left a bunch of books and said that we can take them. So this was another one that I got, and again, because I've been wanting to read it for so long, it was just another one that I grabbed and took it as a sign that I need it on my physical TBR, so this was an option. Again, another book from that pile was The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, is it? Yeah, I think so. Again, another long anticipated read that I took as a sign that needs to be on my physical TBR in that book box, so that was an option as well. And I think it is a thriller or a horror, so maybe. I could be completely wrong. I know literally nothing about this book. I just know everyone was talking about it, so it looked good from the cover. Yes, I judge a book by its cover. And then again, another read that I was meant to read in December but didn't get around to is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This is unfortunately again back on my physical TBR because I didn't get around to it in December because of my reading slump. Again, I should have uploaded a shorts before this on my December wrap up, so go over to my page and watch that as well if you want me to talk about what I read in December and my absolute painful reading slump. Definitely go over to that. But this is now back on my physical TBR, so this was an option. And then the other option was Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is where I'm currently at with the Chestnut Spring series. I bought the rest of it on Amazon just before Christmas because they were £3 each. So I was like, yes. So I got the rest of the series. I already read the second one, but I read it on Kindle, and I had the first one as a physical copy, so I had to buy the second one to like complete the series. So this was another option as well, which I'm very excited to continue. And then the other one I actually read this age ago, which is The Shining by Stephen King. I did read this a while back. I actually wrote about this for my uni dissertation because I was writing a horror fiction like short piece, and I don't think I ever finished it. And because I was reading it as a reference, I don't think I properly read it. I think I like panic skim read it because I needed a BOOKTube reference that was similar to what I was writing, and I knew this was similar to what I was writing, so I kind of cheated. But yeah, I didn't actually probably read this, so I'm pretty sure I skim read it, so I wanted to read this, and also kind of in a horror mood, so that's why that's on there as well. So he had all of those options to pick. So now I'm going to go on to the books he actually did end up picking. So the first one he picked was Powerless by Robin Lawrence? The other way around. Lauren Roberts, which I was very happy about because I think he knew that I wanted to read it this month but didn't get around to. Also, he is a fantasy guy, so I think the cover kind of sold him. He knows nothing about this book. I think the cover kind of sold him, and also he loves this. So he picked this out for me. Again, with a lot of things that he picked was basically random because he doesn't know anything about the books. So he was judging by cover, and he picked this, which I'm very happy about. But just to kind of give you a really short brief what Powerless is about, which I'm sure a lot of you already know because it's been blowing up all across social media, but it basically follows Peyton Gray, I think is how you say her name, which is a girl without magic hiding among the powerful elites until she's forced into deadly trials where one slip could expose her secret. It's a forbidden slow burn romance with Prince Kai, so I'm very excited because I have a love and hate with slow burn. It has to be written really well, but because there's a romance element into it, I think I'm gonna love it. And again, like I said, I'm kind of trying to get into fantasy, so apparently this is a good book to start, so hopefully I don't get into a slump and I can actually read it this time. Okay, so another one he picked following fantasy is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. Again, very excited he picked this because I really wanted to do a series on my channel reading this for the first time, so I'm very excited I can start that in January. And also a lot of people have been begging me to read this, so here I am. And I think he just picked it at random. I don't know if he can remember the fact that I read it earlier this year and couldn't get into it, or I listened to it, but I think again it was random. But I'm very excited to read this book. I think, yeah, like I said, I can't remember if it's already said, but I didn't even get it very far when I listened to it, and I don't know much about it, but I'm just going with what everyone's been saying to me and just begging me to read it, so that is what I'm doing. So I'm very happy he picked this one. Okay, and another one he picked was Bridgerton. So he actually watches this with me on Netflix, and he thought I already read it, but I haven't read it. It's been sitting on my shelf almost a year, so that's why he picked this one. I think this book was the only reason behind one of the picks that wasn't random. So yeah, and also he knew that I wanted to read it before the new season comes out. He knows I want to catch up with it book wise, so that's why he picked that. So this is the first book. I really can't actually remember much about Daphne and the Duke. I can't even remember the Duke's name. Is it Simon? Yeah, it's Simon. So yeah, Simon. So it will be nice to have a refresh of them two, because they don't really tend to reappear together, at least. I know Daphne reappears in the Bridgerton season that's just gone. I can't remember the one with was the girl's name actually Francesca, or is that her real life name? I think it was Francesca, like her sister Francesca. I think that was her name, or at least it was the actress's name, or I'm just getting Francesca from somewhere else. The girl who played the piano plus the ginger girl's name. Oh my god, I've literally forgotten all of her names. Eloise? Yeah. No, that was this. There's too many people. I've already forgotten all of their names. But anyway, she pops up in the latest season that's just gone. but they don't actually pop up together that much, so I've kind of like forgotten about them. So I'm excited to get a refresh on them, and hopefully they're just as cute in the book as they are in the TV show. Okay, and last but not least, another random pick. He chose this book. Again, I don't know anything about this book, I just know people were raving about it a lot a few years ago, and it was free, so I picked it up. But yeah, I'm very excited to read it because I think it's a little bit out of my like usual reading comfort zone, so I'm very excited to read this one as well. Okay, so I just did a quick summary on what actually this book is about. So it's actually a memoir, and it obviously follows what she goes through, her first loves, heartbreaks, friendships, and just early adulthood in London. So I haven't read many memoirs, so again, something out of my comfort zone, but I think it'll be a fun read to read about. So yeah. Okay, so that is the 4 books I will be reading in January. If I have a really good month, there probably will be some other books that I'll read on Kindle, because I do tend to read quicker on Kindle. But these are the 4 physical January TBR. I'm so excited, and I hope this gets me out of a reading slump, because these are the 4 books that I am very excited about. To be honest, out of everything that physical TBR, these were the 4 that I was actually buzzing about mostly. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any other ideas, like I always say, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a reading vlog of one of these books.